Maybe you are feeling overwhelmed by life's chaos. Finding peace starts with letting go. And so picture floating on waves instead of fighting them. Release control, navigate challenges calmly, and embrace life's unpredictability. We can change chaos into serenity by letting go. Hi, I'm Reverend Kevin, and welcome to Wisdom Fragments, where we find fragments of wisdom to help us on our spiritual journey. So think about standing by a huge river whose water is rushing, and it's rushing quickly. This is a river that's a lot like life, and it's always moving, and it's unpredictable, and it's not something we can control. And you can't force a river to change. It's strong, and its path is set by forces bigger than us. So life is the same way. And we face challenges that we can't always manage or change. This river is a metaphor that also tells us something that is just so important about our relationship with God. Just like we can't control a river, we can't control everything in our lives. We're not meant to. We're meant to trust God. And we need to let go of control. This isn't a sign of weakness, and this is in fact a sign of strength. And God's plan is bigger and better than anything that we can understand. See, I love movies, and Doctor Strange has a scene that ties perfectly with this metaphor. You see, Dr. Stephen Strange is a brilliant but arrogant neurosurgeon, and he loses everything in a car accident. And that severely injures his hands. And this ends his surgical career. And so he's desperate to heal himself. And so he travels to this place called Karmitage, and he meets the Ancient One. And this Ancient One becomes his mentor in the mystic arts. And so at first, Stephen tries to control everything, even his own healing, with the same precision and arrogance that he had when he was a surgeon. But the Ancient One, she recognizes this and offers him a very crucial lesson.
You cannot beat a river into submission. You have to surrender to its current and use its power as your own.
As the Ancient One thrusts him into a life or death situation, she teleports him to Mount Everest. She figures that he will freeze to death in about 30 minutes. And Strange struggles to let go of his need for control. He fails repeatedly in his training, and because he is thinking like he was when he was a doctor. And then Strange realizes that his obsession with control is what's holding him back. He remembers the Ancient One's words about a river being can't be beaten into submission. And so he embraces the flow of his newfound powers and the reality that he can't control everything. And then he manages to make his ring work and come back right at the 30-minute mark. And Strange learns to navigate this new life as a sorcerer with grace and strength when he surrenders to the flow. He becomes a hero not by dominating his environment, but by understanding his place within it and using his abilities to serve others. This mirrors how we should embrace and approach all of life's challenges. And this is by trusting in God's plan and surrendering our need for control. Rivers often have rapids and obstacles, and just like our lives, we have tough times in our lives that are just like rapids. And these can be moments of hardship or uncertainty that can really overwhelm us. And so we can steer through these tough times with courage and faith. It's normal to feel scared or unsure when facing hard times. That's just human. But the metaphor of this river reminds us that God is with us always and is guiding us through these rapids. And it's just like when the river flows all around us, rocks and everything that's there. God's grace helps us to get through these difficulties, and it makes us stronger and more resilient. You see, in uncertain times, remember God's plans are like this river's course, and it leads us to deepening our faith and growth. And so by trusting in God and letting go of our fears, that's when we can handle life's rapids and believe that this is God's love that carries us through each and every one of these obstacles. And so going with God's plan is like letting this river carry us. And God's path for us can be unclear and unpredictable at times. Just like a river is unpredictable and has winds and turns, this is when we need to learn how to let go of control and embrace the journey. In life, we often face bends and currents that challenge our very direction in life. And these moments are changes that rely more on God's wisdom. And it relies more on this river nourishing the land. God's plans help us to grow spiritually. When we align with God's plan, we can open up to His transformative power. And so this alignment brings us peace, and this is during uncertain times, and hope during all kinds of challenges, like when a river flows towards its destination. So God's plan leads us to His purpose for all of our lives.